We're on to learning unit number 6. In learning unit number 6, we're looking at organizational resilience. We're taking a systems approach to resilience. So for this course, you're watching the video and just going to read briefly through the objectives. So we're continuing our practices of our individual resiliency practices. And as we continue to build our own resilience, we want to also apply systems thinking in order to change both the design and organization of clinical work to prevent and mitigate burnout, especially as nurse leaders and educators. Specifically, taking a systems approach to professional well-being and resilience. And we're going to do that by looking at high reliability organizations, also called HROs. And then we're going to take a brief look at the National Academy of Medicine's collaborative on clinician well-being and resilience. So I'll let you read through the learning outcomes. Let's look at the activities. And you're going to start by finishing our book, The Wonder Drug, by reading chapter 17. And if you are a little bit behind on your readings, please note that next week you will be able to catch up on those readings because next week is a shortened learning unit, and as well, the final course reflection will open up at the same time as learning unit number 7. So in that final course reflection, you're going to have the opportunity to share in video format some of the interesting content and research and what the book meant to you. So this week, instead of doing both the 3 good things and the relational gratitude practice, you're going to have your option of which one you want to do. So if you choose 3 good things, you're going to do that, on 3 separate occasions, like you have been doing. But if you choose not to do that, you can do the relational gratitude practice. The same thing, you can choose the relational gratitude practice and not do the 3 good things. So one or the other, and you will earn full points for whichever assignment you don't choose. So it may show as for a little bit until I do the grading, it may show as you still need to do that. You're late in completing it, one or the other, but believe me, I will make sure that you get full points. So that's where we're going because you have other things to do this week. So one or the other. And then you're going to see there's some really good, nothing long and intense, but really good information about building resilient healthcare organizations. Instead of looking at the individual, we're going to expand our focus. And in fact, one of the references or sources here says resilience starts with healthcare organizations. With resilience within healthcare organizations, when that's in place, individual resilience will follow. So we're kind of looking at this through a different lens, and I'm excited about the content on high reliability organizations. Then there is another article that supports taking a systems perspective. But if you don't have time to read the whole article, just click on and you can see the purple highlighted section. And one of the comments from there are drivers of burnout are primarily organizational and systems related. I think you already know this, but I thought this brief infographic kind of helps us with that. And this is our look at a systems approach to professional well-being by the National Academy of Medicine. Now, this came out in 2019, so that's why I'm just saying we're taking a brief look. but what causes, what are the work system factors that can lead to burnout? And I think you could have added all of these plus maybe more, but moral distress, workflow interruptions, distractions, excessive workload, unmanageable work schedules, etc. What are the resources, the work system factors that are seen as not demands, but resources? Is our meaning and purpose in work. And that's where I think our Wonder Drug really helps us to see that as a huge resource in preventing burnout, as the authors note. The culture of our organization, the alignment of the organization with our own personal values and expectations, having job control, flexibility, autonomy, rewards, the relationships and social support that we develop, and integrating both work and our home and personal life. So this is what is the NAM. I just give you a little brief information here, but this is all. We're not looking at all the articles, the websites, or anything. I just wanted you to remind yourself and perhaps build on this a little bit as far as the demands versus the resources. So the discussion board 6 is, as far as our readings can be summed up by one sentence. Resiliency starts with high reliable healthcare organizations. So resiliency starts with the systems approach, and the individual team member or the individual nurse resilience will follow. So citing from the assigned readings that are here, you don't have to look for additional readings, just from the assigned readings. What evidence does exist to support this statement? Are you finding evidence? But I want you to, this can be a kind of a short discussion board this week, and no replies are required. And the reason for that is I do want you to read the articles and have additional information and learn. This learning unit is important, but you also have your resilience praxis assignment, your StoryCorps assignment that is due. So I've added just the Dropbox for your StoryCorps link. If you could put it in. Sometimes there's been a bit of an issue that I won't always be able to hear yours. So please make it public or give me permission using my Mercyhurst email to listen to your StoryCorps interview. So that is due this week. And then a reminder, next week is a shortened week, but at the same time, I'm going to be opening up that final course reflection. So make sure you're reading through. We didn't read every single chapter. There were, I think, 2 or 3 chapters that I skipped in assignments, so you don't have to read those chapters. So you might want to look back at the readings, but if you want to, go ahead. They were good chapters. I just wanted to consolidate. So have a good week. Let me know if you have any questions. Remember also that all the information, if you haven't been working on your assignment that's due this week, you're going to see that the resilience praxis assignment is here, and that's also where you're going to see exactly what you need to do in the Dropbox, but I do wish you would use the other Dropbox, but either way. And then there's the StoryCorps information. So remember, this was how to get the app, getting started, how to use the app, if you wanted to do StoryCorps Connect. And next week we will be I will open up the final course reflection. So there is both information about how to use the StoryCorps and what the resilience praxis assignment is all about, which is the StoryCorps. So have a great week. Talk to you soon.